Have you ever wondered, why are there some people who, despite going through countless ups and downs in life, still maintain peace within their hearts? Why are there people who can smile through storms, while we feel exhausted and anxious after just a minor challenge? Welcome to Inner World Podcast, where I, Liam Johnson, will join you in exploring the depths of your inner world, nurturing your wisdom, and unlocking your inner strength to help you build a resilient and peaceful life. Today, we will embark on a very special journey, a journey that can completely change the way you see yourself. I consider myself fortunate to have been guided by a wise mentor who showed me a path called the Inner Awareness Elevation Journey. That path helped me ignite my own inner light, and as a gesture of gratitude to that great teacher, I want to share this journey with you. Let me repeat, this journey is called the Inner Awareness Elevation Journey. Why did I choose to speak about it in this very first session? Because simply put, if you haven't truly understood yourself, if you haven't genuinely listened to your inner voice, then all your external efforts, no matter how great, can easily collapse. We are living in a world full of courses on making money, getting rich, and advancing our careers. But how many of us actually invest in understanding ourselves? How many of us dare to sit down and honestly face our inner world? Very few. And for that reason, I invite you to pause with me for a moment. Don't rush to seek something new out there. Start with the closest place, right within yourself. This isn't an ordinary class. This is the Inner Awareness Elevation Journey, a path that spans 21 sessions. Each session lasts between 4 to 5 hours, so for your convenience, I will divide this journey into smaller sections depending on the core content of each session. But what's more important here isn't the length of time. What truly matters is the companionship, day after day after day. You will not be alone. You won't be rushed or pushed. You will enter a very private, quiet space where you are allowed to understand yourself without haste. What touches me most in this journey is the full, wholehearted, and sincere presence of everyone here. From young children and young adults finding their way in life, to elders who've already walked through half their lives but still carry a passion for learning in their hearts. There is no distance. There are no barriers. Only people connecting with people, learning together how to truly understand themselves. You know, everyone sitting here today has a connector, a person who linked them to this space. It might be a friend, a family member, or a colleague, someone who has already experienced this class and wished to pass that goodness on to you. Because they love you, they invited you here. And because you love yourself, you chose to show up. So, take a minute to send your gratitude to those connectors. Remind yourself, thank you to the one who brought me on this journey. Thank you to myself for having the courage to step in. You see, it is no coincidence that I spent the entire first session just talking about this beginning. Because I want you to understand, this is not just a class. This is a life journey, a 21-day path for you to unlock your inner self. And I believe, if you complete all 21 sessions, not only will your life change, but your entire perspective on life will change forever. I'm sharing this with you not just to help you understand the course, but to help you recognize clearly that this is the beginning of a true transformation journey. Maybe you're here because someone invited you. Maybe you're just curious. But now that you're here, I sincerely hope you'll fully experience it with the most relaxed, open heart. You can listen, take notes, or even doze off a little. It's all fine. But don't forget the most important thing. As long as your mind is open enough, transformation will come, whether you try hard or not. And before I end this sharing, there's one more thing I want to remind you. Throughout these upcoming 21 sessions, you'll gradually realize no one can force you to change. No one can transform you except yourself. If you are patient enough, committed enough to see it through to the end, you will understand why I always say, true transformation begins from within. Please remember this. This course is not for those who are in a rush. It's for those who want to deeply understand themselves, those who are willing to slow down to go far. And I, Liam Johnson, along with Inner World Podcast, will walk this journey with you. Keep this spirit close to your heart. The most exciting part of this journey is still ahead. Now, as we've walked through the doorway of this journey together, I want you to pause for a moment. Have you ever wondered, why do most of us keep going in exhausting, endless cycles? Why do we stay trapped in feelings of helplessness, anxiety, and then blame circumstances or the times we live in? Have you noticed? We are very good at adjusting the outside, but we rarely dare to adjust the inside. And that is exactly why the core purpose of this course, what I'm about to share with you, matters so much. The greatest mission here is very simple, but profoundly deep. To help you break free from mental barriers and transform yourself from within. Not through books, not through teachers, and not through anyone else out there. Now I want you to picture this. There is a person, that person is you, surrounded by cocoons. These cocoons are not invisible. They have names, they have forms. And more importantly, they were created by you, yourself. They are internal barriers. Self-doubt, fear of failure, fear of criticism and judgment, a constant sense of lacking, knowledge, resources, connections, and worries about an uncertain future. Each of these barriers is like a layer of cocoon tightening around you. Can you imagine it? A silkworm trapped inside its cocoon. If it doesn't struggle, doesn't try to break free, it will forever be bound inside. And you know what's fascinating? If someone on the outside tries to help the silkworm break its cocoon, it won't survive. Because growth and transformation can only happen when it breaks through by itself. And the same goes for you. No one out there can help you break through those cocoons. No course, no teacher, not even the best lecture can break them for you. You have to do it yourself. Now I want you to deeply remember this very important principle. There are two ways people change. The first way, wait until the pain becomes unbearable. When life pushes you into a corner, when everything around you collapses, when your suffering peaks, you are forced to change. Because if you don't, you'll collapse. But this is an expensive, painful way. The second way, and the one we are aiming for here, proactively breaking through because you love yourself. Without waiting for suffering, without needing wounds or losses, you change simply because you know, I deserve a better version of myself. And this is the most sustainable and peaceful way. Let me tell you a short story, but one full of symbolism. Imagine a chicken egg. If it's cracked from the outside, it becomes food, something to be eaten. But if it cracks from the inside, it becomes life. It's the same crack. But the difference lies in where it starts. You see, if you let others force you, push you, or pressure you to change from the outside, even if change happens, you'll still be like that egg broken from the outside, fragile, easily shattered, and unsustainable. But if you choose to change from within, proactively, willingly, with self-love, that is a new life. That is true growth. And this is the very heart of this journey. Why am I telling you this? Because I know throughout these 21 sessions ahead, there will be moments when you feel tired, doubtful. There will be times you ask yourself, why do I have to go this deep into my inner world? Is it really necessary? When those moments come, I want you to remember the story of the chicken egg. Because all external efforts are fragile, easily broken if your inner world remains weak and tangled. But when you become strong from within, no matter how stormy it gets out there, you remain steady and calm. I know some people will say, inner work sounds important, but are these lessons really practical? I'll answer that right here. If you ask me what has changed my life the most, it's not business books. It's not financial success courses. It's not negotiation or persuasion skills. It is the ability to understand and transform my inner world. When you understand yourself, you won't act impulsively with your finances. You won't easily lose your temper in relationships. You won't let emotions cloud your major decision. You'll know when to be patient and when to take action. And most importantly, you'll stay calm in the face of life's biggest storms. That is the priceless asset, something no amount of money can buy. And you know what? At Inner World Podcast, we always emphasize this truth. You cannot change the outer world, but you can change your inner world. And once your inner world changes, the outer world will naturally follow. You see, at the core of every life issue lies a matter of perception. Not money problems, not skills problems, not luck problems. It all comes down to perception, how you see life, how you face challenges, how you resolve conflicts, all stem from your inner awareness. And this is exactly why the core purpose of this course is nothing more than this: helping you break down those mental barriers. Not to make you great, not to make you more successful than others, but simply to give you freedom, freedom in thought, freedom in spirit, so that you'll no longer be bound by fear, self-doubt, or external criticism. So you can truly live as yourself, fully, wholly, and peacefully. I want to remind you once again, there are two paths to transformation. Wait until suffering grows large enough to force change. Willingly break through because you love yourself. And here, in this course, in every session of Inner World Podcast, we only choose the second path. Remember this carefully. No one can force you to change. No one has enough power to make you grow, except you. if you are brave enough to listen to yourself, if you are gentle enough to love yourself, if you are patient enough to dive deep into these 21 sessions, you will realize the most valuable thing isn't the lectures nor the far-reaching knowledge. It's the freedom within your own soul. So here's the final question for you at this very moment. Will you choose pain to change or love to grow? Will you choose to be an egg broken from the outside or a new life born from within? That choice belongs to you alone. Now that we have together understood this clearly, true transformation only comes from within. I want you to listen carefully to this. There is a very simple yet brutally honest truth. Not everyone is ready for that transformation. Not because they don't want it, not because they lack desire, but because they are bound by invisible barriers. Today I will go deep with you into these 6 barriers, the silent but powerful cocoons that have trapped countless people in mediocrity throughout their entire lives. I hope you will listen with a calm heart, without rushing, without judgment. Because sometimes the greatest barriers in life are the ones so familiar that we no longer recognize them. Barrier 1, self-beliefs. This is the first cocoon, and also the most subtle one. Have you noticed? Most of us carry a little voice inside that whispers, "I'm just an ordinary person. I was born this way. I'm just like everyone else." It sounds reasonable, even humble, doesn't it? But that very reasonableness becomes the sweetest numbing poison. Because when you label yourself as ordinary, you stop longing for change. You stop wanting to learn, stop wanting to break through, stop daring to dream big. You'll only live just enough, seeking just enough safety, and one day you'll look back and realize you've lived an ordinary life under the illusion of comfort. Barrier 2, fear of failure. This is the second cocoon. It's the whisper. It's what if I fail? What if I make a mistake? What if things don't go as planned? Most people who can't go far in life aren't lacking in ability. It's because they fear failure too much. But here's a truth few people dare to admit. Fear of failure itself is already a form of failure. Because when you fear failure, you don't act. And not taking action is the biggest failure of all. Barrier 3, fear of criticism, espionage from loved on. This third cocoon is even more subtle than the fear of failure. Have you noticed? When you want to try something new, the first thing that stops you isn't the fear of failure. It's this. Will my loved ones approve? Will my friends mock me? Will those I care about criticize me? This is one of life's biggest paradoxes. We live to seek love, but it's also because we fear losing that love that we end up tying ourselves down. You need to remember this. Other people's opinions won't feed you, but the fear of their opinions can destroy your entire life. Barrier 4, lack of resources to take action. The fourth cocoon often disguises itself under a very reasonable name, lack of resources. Have you ever heard or even said these things? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough connections. I don't have enough luck. Sounds reasonable, right? But here's the paradox. The most successful people I've ever met, they all started with nothing. And they didn't wait to have enough. They acted with what they had. Because the truth is, you don't need enough resources to start, but you must start to have enough resources. Barrier 5, lack of knowledge. The fifth cocoon sounds very sincere. I don't know enough. I don't fully understand. I don't know where to start. But this too is a very big trap. You know, no one is born knowledgeable. All understanding comes from action. You can't wait until you understand everything before you act. Because only by acting can you truly understand. People don't learn to swim by reading books. They learn to swim by jumping into the water. Barrier 6, lack of vision for the future. This final cocoon may be the one holding most people back. Have you noticed? Many people live without goals or dreams, not because they lack the ability to dream, but because they don't dare to. They fear that if they dream and fail, they'll be disappointed. They fear that looking ahead might make them lose their way. So they choose to only look down at their feet, focus only on immediate tasks, never daring to look ahead. But you know what? Without vision, you will only live in repetitive loops, day after day. A person without a future vision is like a ship drifting in the ocean without a map. The course's goal, to break these 6 barriers. So I want to emphasize this. The core purpose of this course, and the deeper reason I created this journey, is to help you cut off those cocoons. But most importantly, we won't cut them for you. We simply walk with you, guide you, and help shine light into the hidden corners within you. The right to act, the right to break free, always belongs to you. To help you visualize this clearly, I want to share a fascinating image with you. Imagine a rocket. Before it can launch into the sky, the rocket is firmly held down by 6 giant chains. You could loosen one chain at a time, little by little, but that won't make it fly. Only when you cut all 6 chains simultaneously, at that very moment, the rocket will soar straight into the sky. You see, these 6 internal barriers are just like those 6 chains. If you only remove one, you still can't fly high. But if you're brave enough to break all 6 at once, you will soar very high. And I want you to remember this deeply. You can't take flight if you're still tied down by internal barriers. At Inner World Podcast, we don't just talk theory. We share to help you take action and free yourself. That's also why every video and podcast here always revolves around inspiring, understanding, acting. And trust me, as long as you're patient enough and honest enough with yourself, you'll break through these 6 barriers sooner than you think. And here's the question for you. How many of these chains are still binding you? Which fear is still holding you back? Do you dare to cut them all yourself and begin a new journey? Do you still remember the image of the rocket I mentioned in the previous section? Only when all 6 chains were cut at once could the rocket soar into the sky. And you know what? Similarly, after we have courageously removed our internal barriers, there's something very important to remember. You need to learn how to enjoy learning. Sounds strange, doesn't it? Because most of us are used to a very different way of learning. Forced, strict, stressful. Learning means you must be serious. You must sit upright. You must put in full effort. But in this inner journey, I want you to learn in a completely different way. Remember this. Learning is a natural process. Learning is about absorption, not about force. Here, on this journey, we do not force anyone. If you're here because a loved one invited you, because someone encouraged you, or even because you were forced, that's okay. The only thing I ask of you right now is to transform that very mindset. You might ask yourself, how can I shift from being forced to enjoying it? The answer is simple. Change your perspective. Instead of thinking you were dragged, think of it as an opportunity for you to sit down, pause for a moment amidst the chaos, and learn how to take care of yourself. You are free to snack if you want, drink water when thirsty, take notes when you feel like it, or even doze off for a bit. It's totally fine. Because you see, on this journey, your mindset matters more than any technique. You don't need to force yourself to memorize lessons. You don't need to strain yourself to grasp knowledge. All you need is to be completely relaxed, completely at ease. Let me tell you something interesting. In many past sessions, I've seen people fall asleep right in the middle of the lesson. At first, they felt embarrassed and shy, but then something magical happened. After the class, they shared, "I slept through the entire session, but somehow I still felt a deep sense of relief, like something quietly sank in." You see, inner learning is nothing like memorizing formulas. It's a gradual soaking in, like water flowing over stone, gentle but enduring. That's why I sincerely hope you will truly allow yourself to enjoy learning. Why is this so important? Because when you learn under stress, everything you hear feels heavy. Your inner self closes off like a locked door. But when you learn in a relaxed, comfortable state, your inner self opens up, receiving everything naturally, like a cool breeze flowing into a room. I want you to remember this profound principle. Only with a peaceful heart can the mind become clear. Only with joy can learning truly sink in. At Inner World Podcast, every session is designed based on this principle. We don't pressure you. We don't demand that you understand everything immediately. We simply walk with you, share with you, and gently guide you. And then, when you allow yourself to learn in the most natural way, you'll be amazed to realize everything you need will come to you right on time. I know there are many classes and training programs out there, but sometimes simplicity itself is the most effective key. No need for lofty philosophy. No need to force yourself into rigid framework. All you need is to sit down, relax, listen with a light, open heart. And you know what? This very thing, the spirit of enjoying learning, will become your strongest foundation to help you journey through all 21 sessions in the most sustainable way. No forcing, no boredom, no pressure. Just simply relax and receive. Before I close this section, I want you to ask yourself, Do you have enough courage to learn without forcing yourself? Do you dare to experience what it feels like to learn as if you're playing and play as if you're learning? If your answer is yes, congratulations. You've already taken a major step on the journey of inner understanding. And remember, as long as you keep this spirit, enjoying learning in a peaceful, easy manner, I truly believe everything you need will come to you, and you'll go farther than you ever thought possible. After you have fully embraced the spirit of enjoying learning, I want you to take a few moments to reflect more deeply on something very important: personal commitment. Because no matter how gently and comfortably you learn, if you don't set a clear personal commitment, everything you hear will simply pass by like the wind. And this is the final step, but also the most crucial step in this journey. I want to ask you an honest question. Are you learning just to know or to truly transform? This question is not meant to pressure you. It's meant for you to reflect on yourself. Because only when you clearly set an intentional commitment for yourself can you shift from listening to know to listening to live. I often remind people like this. There are two types of learners. One, those who hoard knowledge. They learn just to fill their minds, but never truly transform. Two, those who practice wisdom. They learn to apply, to live differently, more deeply. And in this inner journey, what I hope for you the most is that you become the second type. So, how can you truly transform? It's very simple. Make a commitment to yourself. Learn not just for myself, but also to spread it to others. Let me explain this more clearly. You don't just learn to solve your own inner struggles, but also to become a small shining light among those around you. When you become more peaceful, you naturally spread that peace to your family, to your friends, to the people you meet. Sometimes just a single word from you, or a simple action of yours, is enough to help others feel lighter and more at ease. And you know what? The most wonderful thing is, when you learn with this mindset, you yourself will experience even deeper transformation. This is the silent secret of profound learning. You only truly learn fully when you are willing to share it. At Inner World Podcast, every session is designed around this very principle. Not only to help you better understand yourself, but also to help you become a positive influence in the lives of others around you. That's why I want you to always remember this. Inner learning is not just a personal journey. It is also the mission of those who are awakened. Imagine this. Each day that passes in this journey is like a brick you personally lay in the foundation of your life. There's no need to rush. No need for grand expectations. You simply need patience and steadiness. With every session you complete, gently remind yourself, today I just need to be a little better than I was yesterday. I just need to understand myself a bit more. I just need to feel a little more at ease and relaxed. That's all. Just like that. You'll notice, day by day, you'll gradually become a very different person. More grounded, more composed, more peaceful, and most importantly, you'll no longer get swept away by the whirlwinds of fear, anger, or external pressure. What I wish for most is not for you to memorize everything I've shared after this course, Instead, I hope you'll live more lightly, more deeply, and more joyfully. I hope you'll live your life with ease, not with the burden of knowledge. Before ending, I want you to remember this unchanging principle. True transformation is when you become a more peaceful version of yourself every single day. No rushing, no computing, no chasing. Simply, just enough patience to grow from within. If you've made it to this point, I firmly believe you belong to this journey. And if you continue walking forward, I guarantee this: good things will naturally come to you, as effortlessly as breathing. So, take it slow, stay relaxed, and enjoy this journey of inner understanding and peaceful living. You know, in this journey of inner growth, I always remind people, don't rush, don't act out of habit or trims. That's why right now, I'm not asking you to rush to hit like, subscribe, or share this video. Instead, I simply invite you to pause and think for a moment. If what you've just heard has helped you feel more at peace, clearer, if it touched some part of your soul, if you feel that a friend, a loved one, or someone out there might also need to hear this message, then please consider carefully. If you truly feel moved, you can press share as a gentle gesture of kindness. If you feel it's necessary, you can subscribe, not to support me, but as a personal reminder to continue nurturing your inner journey. And if you feel this video is truly worth a like, only click it when you genuinely wish to spread that positive energy, as a way to plant a seed of goodness for someone you may never meet. Let every action of sharing start from awareness, not from unconscious habit. That's the spirit that I, along with Inner World Podcast, always cherish. If you resonate with this, we'll surely meet again in even deeper conversations ahead. Thank you for being here. Part 1 of Session 1 in the 21-session Inner Awareness Journey ends here. See you in the next part, and I wish you a peaceful evening.